AceofSpades here, welcome to Goblin-Inc. I have tried a bunch of builds for Druid, and let me tell you, I guarantee you that the moment you play Shred and then you try a different build, you can't. Shred is so much more fun and better, faster than all the other builds. I tried Pulverize and Flash Render today, and I was so disappointed. Try to play Shred on controller, and you'll see that you hold down one button, and you start jumping behind walls. It's out of control. Like, look at the footage. It's just more fun to play and faster to do anything in the game. I will try Cataclysm and Ravens next, and because I don't want to play Pulverize and slow builds in general. So I might try to put Aerida in Shred and see how that goes. But for now, let me talk to you about Shred. So now we've added uniques to the builds. And you don't need anything in any specific slot for this build. That's the fantastic thing about Shred, right? We're gonna have Shadowfall Staff, and here's the thing. If you do not have it, you can run Mad Wolf Glee, and then pretty much it's the same. It's not really a big deal. I have Banisher Talisman, which is really nice, and also works with Crown of Lucian. Now, Crown of Lucian increases the cost of your skills, right? And of course, Banish Lord Talisman requires you to spend 275 before you get an overpower. So, the Crown of Lucian Chaos item helps you get there. This item is good, but you can also replace it with a Fist of Fate, and that's really not a big deal. One of your items, either helm, boots, chest, or gloves, needs to be Direwolf. So, you know, allows you to have like one less specific chaos item. That's nice, it makes it easier to build. And then lastly, having a Malefic Crescent is really strong. Now, being able to slot not one, but two amulets on your gear means that you get 60% all res just from those. So, two chaos items that I think are important are the Crescent and the Banished Lord. I think the Banished Lord is the most important chaos item, and the others really don't matter that much, but they do make your build feel stronger. That's the thing. The build will just work without. So let's go through all the item and the aspect. We have Rampaging Werbeast on my one hand. On my totem, I have the Blurred Beast, and I'm mostly just building attack speed on everything. Attack speed everywhere, attack speed on everything. And the goal is to get to 100%, and you get really close with your... I finished my potions, but if you have a potion that you get kind of close to 100%, or if you have better masterworks, you can get there. Also, I'm missing a GA, so there is that. But yeah, the idea is to get 100% critical, attack speed chance, and then I will show you guys how we get the critical strike chance instead. Alright, so we have the Blurred Beast here. I have the Unsatiated, which helps us restore spirit. It's very powerful. I have Stormclaw, which is our main way to get AoE. And I have, of course, the Rabid Bear on my amulet. Important things would be Willpower, Toxic Claw ranks, and Envenom ranks are what you want to have on your amulet. Werewolf attack speed everywhere. And honestly, the Grizzly Rage cooldown or anything doesn't really matter. Nothing really does anything important here. I would have resource generation now if I were to retemper my items. Now that I played with it, I really don't feel like I have the need for CDR on Grizzly Rage. Overpower will reduce your cooldown for bosses, and otherwise it goes infinite duration for trash. So that has been my experience. For runes, I have Monizan, which will cause my next attack to be guaranteed crit and also overpower. That's really nice. I also have Syracuse, which will give me an Earthen Bulwark. And Earthen Bulwark is really nice because it turns you human, actually. And we turn human and we activate the Wild Transformation Chaos perk. So that's really important. The Chaos perk are really important for the build. So as you can see, When we turn human, it uses Cyclone Armor, and then going back into Werewolf, it will give us critical strike damage. Purge the Infected will make so that our core skill apply poisoning damage, and also spend Spirit to guarantee critical strike. That's really good. It's a way to guarantee critical strike, and we also have a ton of critical strike multipliers on our build. Overabundance, that's, you know, OP, that's 8 times damage when it's stacked up 3 times. And finally, Brawn over Brains, because at this point in the build we are building overpower. If you remember, the leveling build did not go overpower because it did have no any unique. This one has. We have, of course, Wild Impulses. We have Shred, Digiget Great, Perma Shred. Ranks to Bulwark. It's nice, you get more shield. It's always a nice line of defense. Max points on Cyclone Armor. I prefer the flat passive, the 26.8% non-physical damage. It's kind of OP. And I pull enemies with my Cyclone. This is important. I pull enemies, and on my one item that is legendary, I have Cyclone Armor Size. So this make me pull enemies whenever I proc my Bulwark. I turn into human, and then it will proc my Cyclone Armor, which will pull enemies. And it's, you know, your main way to group enemies. It's really easy. I mean, it's automatic. It's your Shred doing it for you whenever it casts the Bulwark with your runes. The rest is pretty damage reduction. Nothing too interesting. The innate Blood Owl is 25% damage until you shapeshift out to Werewolf, so you kind of have to cast it on cooldown because you are casting Bulwark. So it's important to cast it on cooldown to replenish your buff. Feral Aptitude, and of course max points in Toxic Claw and Venom. All your shapeshifting stuff is active. Remember that for Quick Shift and Heightened Senses, you want to stack the buff up before you Grizzly Rage. So you want to do Maul, Shred, and you should have 6 stack of Quick Shift. Then when you're in Grizzly Rage, you never go human for more than 0.1 seconds, and you never lose this buff. Grizzly Rage, which also gives us Unstoppable, and of course Lupin Ferocity, which for us we use for the 315% increased damage multiplier for crits. Paragon, it's pretty sweet. We have Fang and Claw. We have Keeper on the first board on Blast for Carnage. The issue is that we do not have a 4th legendary node, right? So we keep going here to the left and get Heightened Malice with Spirit, and we have Headhunter with Ancestral Guidance. Our issue is the last board, which does not have anything that you can take that will help your damage. So I'm just taking Inner Beast because it's a nice board, and I place my Dominate here, which is pretty good damage, and of course we like the overpower bonuses because it is an overpower build. I hope you guys enjoy the build. For Mercenary, make sure to use either armor or rest, depending what you need. Personally, I have never died, and I have about 921 armor. Hope you guys like the build, and I'm gonna try Ravens next, and then I'll have a good idea on. I seriously doubt that anything is gonna be better than Shred. See you guys on the next video.
If it's not fun, why bother?